Yo, what's up? So, Daddy Free to Play just posted the skills for the Fatum sisters um, from the test server. I couldn't find the skills online, so I'm gonna yoink his video real quick. Really sorry about that. Yeah, let's get into the leader skill. The leader skill is going to be 35% speed lead for PvE contents. I'll go through why that's not going to be useful. Okay, so their S1 is going to be attacks one enemy, deals 110% attack damage, 80% chance of reducing the enemy's AP by 20%. This is the exact same as TA, so even down to the skill ups. Yeah, they just copy pasted TA skill. The only thing that changed is the name. So yeah, it shows that they really don't care about the game anymore. And then her S2 is going to be dispels all debuffs from one ally, grants them invincibility for 1 turn, heals all allies, healing amount equals to 18% of ally max HP, grants speed up to all allies for 2 turns on a 4-turn cooldown. I'll just read through the skills first and then I'll explain why they're not that good. And then their S3 is going to be attacks all enemies 2 times. Each hit deals 60% attack damage, reduces all enemies AP by 20%. If an enemy's speed is lower than theirs, reduce it by a further 20%. Grants defense up to all allies for 3 turns. Oh yeah, and by the way, they attack twice, even though the name of the skill is Trio of Destiny. I think they attack twice is because the yellow haired girl, Udanya, I think her name is, dies. So they've already incorporated her future in the skill 3. Yeah, okay. Daddy Free to Play has already confirmed that the S3, in one of his comments, the S3 is a 60% AP pushback. So attacks twice, each hit removes 20%, and then if they are faster, a fixed 20%. So 60 in total with a 5-turn cooldown. And I'm just gonna go through their viability in their PvE content. So the first one I'm gonna go through Ritual Miracle. Chronos is the easiest Ritual Miracle. When it comes to endgame, people don't even use AP control teams anymore. We just nuke them. So yeah, the Norns are gonna be pretty useless for an endgame player in Chronos. When it comes to the APEP, she's going to be type disadvantage, so yeah, not useful. In Fafnir, she doesn't have multi-hit skills. Only her S3 hits 2 times, not 3 times. It's 2 times. Her S1 hits 1 time. Her S2 doesn't have a hit count. So in Ritual Miracle, for an endgame player, absolutely useless. Early game player, you can use her in Chronos, but I think that's about it. In Sonic Miracle, you can use like a 3-star solo it maybe. Desolate Lens in Shadowfire, I don't think she's going to be good. She's a control Esper. You can't control Desolate Land bosses. And then we have Shadow Stream. I don't think she's going to be good for Shadow Stream as well, because her cooldown is too long. Her S3 is on a 5-turn, while her S2 is on a 4-turn. Depending on the AI, if the AI starts with the S3, then this unit is going to be absolutely garbage when it comes to Shadow Stream, because the cycle is going to be S3, S2, S1, S1, S1. 3 times S1. That does absolutely nothing on the boss. And which means, if that's a cycle, that means the speed up is going to have a uptime of only 40%. And when you look at Celine, Celine has a 3 turn cooldown. The AI is going to start with the S3, S2, S1, and then cycle back to S3, which means she uses this every 3 turns, which results in a 66% uptime on the speed up, so a lot more. The Fatum sisters do have a heal, but I don't think that's really relevant. And then, so yeah, Celine is just much better in Shadow Stream. I can already tell, because the S3 of this Esper doesn't do anything aside from like defense up if you have like trouble surviving, maybe. And then Shadow Gale, her kit seems good for Shadow Gale, but the problem is we have a Celine, and Celine is already the best support in Shadow Gale because of this skill. This skill removes 3 stacks of debuff from all allies, while this the Norns, they remove 2 stacks from one ally, because this removes all debuffs from one ally and grants them invincibility, so 2 stacks on one ally, and speed up to all allies, which means 3 stacks on one and 1 stack on everyone else. Not good, not good. Celine does 3 stacks on everyone. And then their S3 is also, once again, I keep reiterating, 5 turns cooldown is way too long. And then the speed, defense up is 3 turns. In Shadow Gale, you don't want your buffs to have extended amount of turns, because if they overlap, then you're not going to remove the debuffs. So in Dislyte Lens, they're pretty useless on all 3. I can confidently say this because all my life I've been playing gacha games, so I have a pretty good idea when it comes to just ranking. Assessing assessing Espers right off the bat. And then when it comes to Sentinel Hunt, I think Sentinel Hunt is the place that you want to bring her. She has a heal, a defense up, but half of her kit is kind of useless. So S1 doesn't do anything. Her S3 doesn't AP push. You can't control the Sentinel Hunt boss. So when you bring her, you only bring her for the defense up and speed buff, the single target cleanse, the invincibility, and the what's the other one? I think that's it, right? Yeah, and the heal, the 18% heal. So in PvE, I think she's going to only be relevant in Sentinel Hunt. Oh, and by the way, Infinity Tower, I don't think they're going to be good. Once again, we have a lot of AP push characters already. Celine being one of the best, Ira, Lucas one of the best, Medusa, Long Mian even. Yeah, we have way too many AP pushback characters already, and their cooldown is way too long. And I'm gonna be comparing Celine and her directly, because their kit is basically the same. She provides speed up, they also provide speed up. She has an AP push, they also have an AP push. The only thing that she doesn't have is a 3-turn defense up, and also a heal and an invincibility. And why it doesn't matter is because when you're using a Celine, you're using a control team. There's no other reason why you want to bring a Celine aside from a control team and maybe Dislyte Lens. Dislyte Lens is where you want to bring her if you want to use the speed up. So if you're using a control team, defense up does not matter at all. Heal, very minuscule difference. If you have a heal, if you don't have a heal, it doesn't really matter when you're using a control team. The enemy doesn't get a turn anyways. And then what's the other thing that she's missing? Oh yeah, single target full cleanse. It's not really that useful. I think that's the only thing that she's lacking. The Nornians, they do have a higher AP pushback, 60%, but 5 turns cooldown once again. Yeah. And also, Celine is just a better speed buffer than them. If you want a speed buffer, you're gonna bring a Celine instead of them. So yeah, when a 4-star is not a replacement to a 5-star. Did I say that right? When a 4-star, let me just word it differently. When a 4-star with a similar kit is better than a 5-star, then the 5-star is an insta skip. Okay, so that's my opinion. I'm gonna skip them entirely, and then we're gonna go to Sobek right now. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on with Sobek right now. So attacks all enemies, deals 110%, 75% chance of dispelling all buffs and debuffs, and inflicts disease for 2 turns. What is going on here? What happens with the AP down? What is 75% is okay, I guess. He still has that niche use for a free to play AoE buff stripper. I think it's still better than Lucas when it comes to stripping more than 1 buffs. But once again, we don't know what the hell is going on here. We don't know if it's an AP pushback or a disease. If it's a disease, it's kind of an L. Not much to say about Sobek. So yeah, I think my final verdict, as an endgame player, you already know what you want to do. But I'm going to skip the Fatum sisters. For early game, my advice is going to be skip as well, because Celine does her job but better, and she's a 4-star. Okay, and then I told everyone to skip, but it's really up to you. If you like the character, of course, summon for it. It is a game after all. If you're not having fun with the game, why even bother playing it, right? So if you like them, go ahead and summon for them. No one's stopping you, but when it comes to usability, I don't think she's going to be useful anywhere aside from like one content. And you should also keep an abundance of your SSM, because we already noticed Lilith is capable of releasing units as broken as Ggez. And when they inevitably release Ggez 2.0, you want to get him guaranteed. Take it from someone that doesn't have Ggez. I'm miserable in this game without a Ggez. You can ask anyone in the game without a Ggez, they're not having fun. Ggez, even though he's like overpowered, OP, unbalanced as fuck unit, he's still a fun unit, okay? Yeah, when it releases Ggez 2.0, that's the one you want to summon for. The Norniers, a skip for me. That's it. Ciao.